Regeneration certainly aims to meet the needs of contemporary culture, and particularly aiming for young people who are currently not attending many Methodist churches, so those in their late teens, throughout their 20s, even into their 30s. And so we make no apology that that's our aim.
I think that when I came along to Regen, I wasn't expecting at all to be accepted, because I had been sort of in hospital for nearly 2 years, and I'd kind of gone back a year in school, and I had suffered quite a lot with self-harm behaviours and stuff like that, and you can come along and you've still got people here who like you, despite what you've been through, despite all these things, and they're willing to sort of give time and support you along the way as well.
Before I came to Regen, the sort of people I used to hang around with, I had this one girlfriend, she was caught in a house fire, and that completely blew my whole world apart, sort of thing. And when I actually came here, it kind of like filled the gap that I needed. No matter how bad things are outside, no matter what's gone on, I can always come here and I feel loved. There's always people here listening for me and that I can talk to and open up to.
This area is a very rural area. Here many of our villages are 50 or less people. This one, Clee Hill, about 900 people live in the village. The church in some villages does very well if the church is actually very much part of the community, and there are some good examples of that. In other places, yeah, the church is very much on the edge of the community and would be seen as, yeah, just another village club that you either belong to or don't belong to. Coffee Craft was set up basically by my wife Kathleen initially, because she had a vision of actually working with people very much on the edge, people who wouldn't make their way into churches. And she suddenly discovered, yeah, she knew it already, but suddenly discovered in this very rural area, people often were isolated and needed community, and she felt very strongly that this is where the church should actually be. People come and they will find a welcome there. There's a cup of coffee, there's a lot of chat, a lot of fun. There's a creche for the children. There's an opportunity then to actually join in a craft session.
All the beads are there.
It's very much a place where people can actually come and be and just be together.
Coffee Craft is amazing. I wouldn't have learned to crochet if I didn't come here. It's a place that you can come and try new things, and if you want to take it up, you can.
I suppose the thing I feel most about the group is the overwhelming love from everyone that comes here. Although we have a very spiritual feel about it, that point is not laboured, but we know that God and the Spirit is within the actual room. There's the opportunity to go off to the quiet table there, put a stone in the water and reflect on issues that are concerning us, and there is always that quiet opportunity with no one standing over you.
In the summer of 2009, the PCC of the parish of St Luke met to consider how we take forward our mission. It was very clear to us that what we were doing currently wasn't reaching the people of this area, Somerstown. There were very few people coming. Most of the members of the congregation were not resident in the area, one or two were. But we considered a proposal that I put before the PCC to move out of the church completely and to change what we do, and to relocate to the community room in Wilmcott House, which is one of the housing blocks in the area. It's one where there are lots of young families located, and this was a group we thought that the church wasn't particularly reaching in the whole of the area, and particularly obviously in our parish.
We live here in Wilmcott House. We have done for about 2 years now. This was started last December, and it gives a good opportunity for the family to spend time together and do different things with the children.
This is a challenging area that we're working in, and there are lots of families trying really hard to make life work, ends meet. Even if they're not facing those challenges directly themselves, are living alongside people who are. And there's those things that go along with those social challenges, like alcohol abuse and drug abuse and family breakdown. We are still in the process of building and deepening our community life, sharing stories together, and beginning to explore in what we do together what implications this has for us. And I think discipleship is a matter for all of us, not just those who are newer members. We are all, in a sense, evangelized by this process. We're all reshaped by the gospel as we encounter it in new ways and with new people. So we're growing through what we're doing, and we're just beginning to see people thinking more deeply about the implications of this faith they're engaging with for their own lives.
The project here at the Wesley Playhouse really started 5 years ago when the church was in the throes of having to close because the membership had gone down to around 6 or 7 members who were all elderly in their 70s, and were really wondering where the future was for them as a church. I came to them with the idea of perhaps making the church into a play centre, a bit like a wacky warehouse, in the hope that young people and families from the surrounding area would be able to come and enjoy somewhere where Christianity was lived out, a place where people could share their faith. There were people who thought, well, where's the money going to come from? Because at the time we only had about £3,000 in the bank. How was it really church? The congregation based here were, when I started the work, 70 and 80 years old. There's 7 of them. They've always had a heart for the people of this community. Each member comes to the Playhouse different days of the week. They blow balloons up, they make party bags, they make the sandwiches on the Saturdays for the parties. 8 different families have asked to have their children baptised in the Playhouse because that's where they've come with their children, and they recognise this is a church, they recognise this is church for them.
Thank you, Lord.
On the second Sunday of the month we have a family worship where families are encouraged to come together to do something similar to Messy Church, where they come and they do crafts and they sing together. And we're actually seeing now between 40 and 100 people come once a month to that event, and finding it a real blessing to them.